You didn't stay loyal because you believed in them. You stayed loyal because leaving cost too much. And at some point, loyalty stopped being a choice and started being the only way to survive. And that's when everything changes. Takemura doesn't wake up disloyal, and that's important. He doesn't question Arasaka because suddenly he grows a conscience. He doesn't rebel, and he doesn't turn bitter. What changes is simpler and worse. He keeps following orders after the reason for believing in them is gone. The man he served is dead. The structure he trusted is fractured. The protection he thought loyalty guaranteed no longer exists. But the habits remain, the posture remains, and the obedience remains. And not because it still makes sense, but because it's all he knows how to do. And see, this is the moment where loyalty stops being chosen and starts being automatic. And for most of your life, loyalty feels active. Yeah, you decide to stay, you decide to serve, and you decide to believe this system, or this job, or this role is worth your sacrifice. But then something shifts. Not all at once, but quietly. The justification disappears, but the routine stays. You don't stay because you believe anymore. You stay because leaving would mean admitting that you gave everything to something that no longer exists. And see, that admission is terrifying. Because if loyalty wasn't noble, if it was just survival dressed up as principle, then what does that say about all the years that you gave? So what do? You keep going. Not out of faith, but out of momentum. And this is where Takemura is. Cause see, Takemura learned something brutal. Arasaka does not need his belief. It only needs his usefulness. And the moment usefulness ends, loyalty stops mattering. He isn't confronted, he isn't warned, and he is not thanked. Takemura is simply irrelevant. And that's the real fracture. Not betrayal, but replacement. And replacement hurts more than punishment, because punishment still acknowledges that you mattered. See, replacement says you were always optional. And Takemura didn't misunderstand loyalty. He misunderstood who it protected. And this is where it lands home, because most people don't get cut loose in a dramatic moment. They lose relevance quietly. A new leadership direction, a culture shift, or a system that outgrows them. And then suddenly the thing that they built their identity around does not need them anymore. And it's not because they failed, but because the rules changed. And that's when it hits. You didn't just participate, you adapted yourself around it. Your values, your boundaries, your sense of worth, all shaped to fit something that could move on without you. You call it loyalty, but loyalty that flows one way is not loyalty. It's dependence. Cause see, Takemura doesn't become disloyal. He becomes stranded. I mean, yeah, he's still disciplined. He's still capable. I mean, he's still loyal by instinct. But you gotta ask yourself, what is he loyal to? Cause there's no mission left to believe in. There's no structure left to trust. There's only habits that outlive their performance. And that's the quiet danger. Because systems don't collapse for most people. They simply stop caring. And if your identity is tied to being needed, or being dependable, or being the one who always stays, then the moment you aren't chosen anymore feels like being erased. So yeah, Takemura survives, but now loyalty has no anchor in his life. And that's the warning in his story. Not that loyalty is wrong, but that loyalty without belief eventually turns into self-abandonment. And if you don't know why you're staying, you're not choosing anymore. You're just afraid of what leaving would mean. And that's where loyalty stops being a virtue and starts being a trap.